Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone who knows nothing is true and everything is permitted, welcome to the Wednesday Night Jokenet here on the 146895 repeater. I am Kilo Echo 8, Papa Victor Lima, your night control for the evening. My name is Nemo November Echo Mike Oscar, and I am located just a few clicks south of the repeater in beautiful Denmark Township. Before I go any further, is there anyone that needs this repeater for emergency or priority traffic? All right, nothing heard. If anybody does need the repeater for emergency or priority traffic, please break in at any time with break entry call sign. We will gladly concede the repeater for the duration of your emergency. Again, this is the Wednesday Night Joke Net here on the 146895 repeater. This is a directed net and all traffic should go through net control. Everyone with a valid amateur radio license is encouraged to participate, and everybody else listening to us on scanners and maybe our YouTube listeners too, thank you for listening. We appreciate you being there. All right, the purpose of this net is to have fun, making each other laugh, coming up with crazy punchlines for this week's joke. This is, generally speaking, a 3-round net, so please stick around or you may miss something. Before I go down the list of regular check-ins, I would like to say this repeater is owned and operated by Tom and 8CT, and it is available for public use. You can get to this repeater via Echolink, and the node for that is W8IJC-L. Please treat the repeater like it has a 2-minute timeout and allow for clean breaks between transmissions. And I would probably be remiss if I didn't say we have a standard offset and a PL tone of 141.3. Other than that, we're good to go. Let me take a quick break for time. We'll go down the list and see who else is here tonight. All right, with that station ID, we thank Tom again for making sure this repeater is up and running for us every week and all the time that it's up there. He does a great job. He just swapped out the repeater last week, and after some technical difficulties, and it's been running great ever since. I appreciate that from you, Tom. All right, let's start the list here. We'll go right at the top. KC8LAR, are you with us tonight, Jeff?
KC8LAR, present.
All right, good to have you with us. We'll reach out to Wayne, Alpha Charlie 8, Yankee Juliet.
Alpha Charlie 8, Yankee Juliet, present.
All right, very good. Pleasure to have you with us tonight, sir. As always, we'll go out to Dan, N8DRL.
N8DRL here and accounted for it, but I just walked in the door.
All right, very good. Kick some of that snow off your shoes, sit back, relax, and enjoy the net tonight. Appreciate you being here. K8TIE, all the way out there in Cleveland Heights, probably joining us via Echolink. Are you with us?
Yes, I'm here now. Well, actually, K8TIE is here. Dave's not here. My favorite joke kind of lifted from Cheech and Chong. K8TIE, back to net control.
Nobody needs a stinking green card. All right, very good. Going down the list here, we've got KD8LHR. Sonny, are you with us tonight?
KD8LHR here. Just going to be in and out tonight again, Nemo.
All right, Sonny, very good. Appreciate you checking in. Always a pleasure having you around. All right, we'll keep on going. We'll go down to Ken, KE8YBN.
Yeah, this is KE8YVN. It's Ken, yep. So we're here. We're checking in with you. Where is it?
All right, Ken, very good. Thank you for joining us all the way down there in Andover. Now we'll go out to Jim, KE8LFR. All right, nothing heard from Jim. Maybe he's still shoveling his snow out of his backyard there, trying to get things going. I know that you guys got hit way a bit worse than we did up north there, and whoo, we got it bad here too. All right, we'll go down to Frank, KE8ZHH.
K8CHH, perfect.
All right, Frank, thank you for being here tonight. Always a pleasure. Let's reach out to Drew, Alpha Alpha 8, Delta Lima. All right, nothing heard there. I bet he's out there scouring the woods looking for a deer. Hopefully he's got one and he's tracking it and he's bringing it in. All right, we'll go over to Ruth Ann, KE8ZVO. All right, nothing heard there. Maybe she's out at the Rose Club. We'll go down to Joe, W8KNO, out there in Hiram. Are you with us tonight, sir?
Good evening, Nemo. I am here, and I'll be here for a half an hour.
All right, very good, Joe. Always appreciate you being here. You'll be here for the joke round, probably the announcements. Maybe we'll get into the discussion round a little quicker. We'll see how it goes. We'll reach out to Jerry, N3EBT.
Good evening, Nemo. In and out, if you would, tonight, please, N3EBT.
All right, very good, Jerry. Thank you for checking in tonight. Always appreciate the numbers. Let's try K8SAS. Steve, are you with us tonight? All right, that kind of rounds out the list as I have it. Is there anybody else that would like to check in? Please call.
KE8LFR, but I'm in and out, Nemo, because I'm plowing the drive at work. Well, I should say plowing the parking lot. But I'm listening on the HT.
All right, K8LFR. Jim, good to have you with us. Thank you for checking in, taking the time. I figured you were out doing something with the snow. I know you guys got it bad up there. All right, another call out. Anybody wants to check into the Wednesday Night Jokenet? All right, very good. Let's get right into it. We'll get over to tonight's joke. And tonight's joke is another monkey joke. I know I've been doing some monkey jokes lately, but I've just been watching like all my King Kong movies. I just watched the Jack Black one and the original and the new one with the not the Godzilla one, but the one with the with the new Monarch one. That was a good one too. I like all of them. I'm a big monster movie fan, so there you go. So tonight's joke, we'll get into that. Why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? And tonight's joke, why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? And let me just drop a coin and see where it lands. All right, it's going to land on Dan, N8DRL. Good to have you with us tonight, sir. And why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
I don't know why. I don't have a clue, but dropping a coin to see where it lands is almost like Cow Patty Bingo, if you know what I mean. If anybody's heard about that. TRL.
All right. We'll go down to Dave, K8TIE. Why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
Oh, let's get to look down and see all the ants. K-E-T-I-E. Back to that control.
W8IJC link.
All right, very good. I've never been to the top of the Empire State Building. I've been to New York once or twice, but not to there. I would imagine it would look like a lot of ants once you're up there. Absolutely. Okay, next on my list, we've got KE8YBN. Ken, good to have you with us, sir. And why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
First thing I'm thinking offhand, he's probably just monkeying around, but he wanted to get a good view of the pond. Back to you.
All right, K8PBL with a pause there from our station ID, and he just wanted to monkey around and get a good view. We'll go down to Frank, K8ZHH, my neighbor down the road. Thank you for being here tonight, sir. And why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
Because he couldn't fit in the elevator. Because he couldn't fit in the elevator. It's K8ZHH. Back to Nemo and net control.
All right, couldn't fit in the elevator. I like that one. That's a good one. Okay, let's see what we got next here. We got W8KNO. Joe, thank you for joining us. And why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
He climbed the Empire State Building so he could see New Jersey and the antenna of K2UEL, my previous call sign.
All right. I don't know if you can see New Jersey from the Empire State Building, but I'll take your word for it, and I'll take your word that you could have probably seen your antenna too. Okay. Let's go up to the top of the list here. Jeff, KC8LAR, good to have you with us as always, sir. Why did the King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
Oh, because the stairs were right around his feet. Back to net control.
All right, the stairs were hard on his feet. Bet more than that was, too. Very good. We'll keep on going. Wayne, Alpha Charlie 8, Yankee Juliet. Why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
Because he tried to climb the tallest tree.
All right, like he's climbing the tallest tree. You got that in there. Very good. That rounds out the list of people who aren't in and out that I have here. So before I get into the actual answer, is there anybody who would like to check in? Please call KE8PVL.
N3EBT.
N3EBT, got you there. Anybody else? All right, nothing heard. Jerry, N3EBT, thanks for checking back in with us. Why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
Well, I've been to the top of the Empire State Building many times, and New Jersey is clearly in sight. There's a VHF, there's a 2-meter repeater up there. There's also a 440 repeater up there, and to my great surprise, not a lot of activity. So you would think it would be stacked with people, but you can always get on that repeater. And the answer at Nemo, as you know from watching that movie, is King Kong climbed the Empire State Building because he wanted to catch his airplane.
All right, well, I think by the time they got King Kong to New York in 1952, whatever it was there, they weren't using blimps anymore, so I'll take the airplane line. Very good. He wanted to catch an airplane. That's a good answer. I like that one. One more call out to anybody who would like to check in. Please call. Okay, nothing heard. So tonight's joke, why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? Frank, man, you got it right on the nose, because he couldn't fit in the elevator. Why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? Because he didn't fit in the elevator. All right, very good. I'm going to take another break for time here. I'll get into some announcements, and then we'll get into why everybody's really here. All right, got a little list tonight here. That's all right, though, so bear with me for just a few moments. As usual, with the Aries District 10, Ashtabula County Emergency Services training night every Monday night at 8 p.m. over on the 146-715 repeater. That's at a negative offset and a PL tone of 141.3. Also, an Echolink node of NHCT-L. Check in over there, give emergency services a hand. The Ashtabula County Amateur Radio Club does their weekly net on that repeater every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Again, that's 146-715, PL tone 141.3. Lights on 193, they shut down for a little while there because of that big snowstorm we just had roll through here. Some of you guys got 4 feet. I'm lucky enough I only got like 2. You go down like a little mile, couple miles down south of me, they barely got anything. All right, but check them out. Their lights are on really from dusk until about 11 o'clock every night, and they have a pretty cool light display down there. 4880 State Route 193 over there in Kingsville. They're a great fixture. I just like promoting them a little bit because they just do a really cool thing for the community. It's my favorite little display out there. All right, Amigos Radio Club Ashtabula is going to be doing the Winter Field Day this year, 2025, January 25th and 26th. At where we do our meetings, which is the Jefferson Conservation Club, 3600 Stanhope, Kellogg'sville Road. Please show up, give us a hand, get on the radio, pat us on the back, eat some of the food. We always have a great big potluck there and lots of food to go around, and everybody usually has a pretty good time. I just drove by that location today, and somebody went in there, opened the gate, and cleared the parking lot, so we don't have to worry about that for the next part of my announcement, which is our monthly meeting. Amigos Radio Club Ashtabula's monthly meeting is coming up December 7th. That's going to be this coming Saturday. Let me break for time for a second on that. All right, again, that's 3600 Stanhope, Kellogg'sville Road. Everybody should show up. Please spread the word. This is actually a trustee elections meeting, so if you've got a hankering to come sit on the organizing board of the radio club there, we'd like to give you a shot at doing it. So please feel free to show up and make your voice heard on who should be there and whether you would like to do that or not. All right, that's that there. Congratulations, K8TIE. I had a 3-way tie for the mystery show last week and had to make a decision on that. So I'm sending out a Wednesday night Jokenet coffee mug to you there. Dave, good that you got it. I had to actually put a name in a hat, 3 names in a hat, and shake them around a little bit and draw one, and yours came out. So you got it. And there won't be very many of them mugs going out pretty soon. I'm going to be getting the new ones in, and that'll be starting in February. So a few more guesses on that, and we'll be moving over to the new ones. Collectors, they're collectors now, collectors items. All right, that's the end of the announcements as I have it. I thought there might have been one more. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but that's what I wrote down, so that's where I'm stopping. And I'll take a quick break for time. We'll get in to why everybody's really here tonight. Okay, this weather's been crazy, but glad to hear everybody out on the radio tonight, and knowing that everybody's safe. And I know we got just a little bit more, but next week's forecast is going to look better, and maybe we'll be able to get some outside stuff done before the rest of the winter sets in. But we'll go up to the top of the list. Jeff, KC8LAR, great to have you with us tonight, sir. And what do you got for us this evening?
Not a whole lot, Nemo, and just shoveling a lot of snow. Doing a lot of maintenance around the house. Other than that, not a whole lot. Going to work, coming home. And that's all I got. So back to net control, KCLER.
All right, very good. And then we'll go down to Wayne, Alpha Charlie 8, Yankee Juliet. Heard you had about 4 foot over that way, sir. How you doing?
Final tally that we had, if according to what I have, 68 inches, and a lot of snow. Been shoveling quite a bit lately. Probably have to shovel tomorrow. But like Jeff said, been shoveling a lot of snow and trying to keep up with the house. That's about it. Alpha Charlie 8, Yankee Juliet.
Quick reminder from our station ID, and this is K8PVL. Yeah, I get it. The snow's been. I locked the sheep away just before Thanksgiving, the day before that Wednesday. And I haven't let them out since. I know that some guys have, but once the snow hits, I don't let them out of the barn unless we get an Indian summer. So that's where they're sitting. And yeah, my father-in-law has been doing an excellent job. Shout out to him. He's been playing with his snowblower. He loves that thing and keeping our driveway clear for us so we can get in and out. Appreciate that. And so we'll keep on moving down the list here. We'll go down to Dave, K8TIE. Dad, great to have you with us. Good to hear you. Yeah, them folks over on the 9-4 machine, they wanted to know that you were okay. They sent me a message about you not checking into the trivia net. But good to know it was just a quick appointment that you had this morning. So how you doing, and what do you got for us?
Well, my joke was based somewhat on some Charles Adams single panel spot cartoons. He did those for the New Yorker, and they got syndicated. And the one was a view of people on the observation deck, looking down from the Empire State Building to the sidewalk below, and saying, "You know, you're right. That's exactly what they look like." And if you looked at it very, very closely, it had all over the sidewalk was full of giant ants, like the movie Them. So I thought ants was what they're looking for. K-A-T-I-E. Break for time.
W8IJC link.
It's been a pretty strange day today with a dental appointment, trying to make arrangements for the upcoming and things like that, so that I actually have everything arranged for my out-of-town trip. And I'm trying to put together a Christmas wish list. So if anybody wants to buy me and get me anything inexpensive, it's on it. I've added a few European movies to it, to the list from last year, just in case. And I'm going to try to take and make it available to everybody, shared on what is it? Whatever it is, Google something. So that's what I'm looking for. K-A-T-I-E, back to the net control.
Yeah, Christmas is right around that corner. Getting the Christmas list together is a good priority to have there. And I don't know where you're heading for your trip, but I'm sure it'll be fine. We could talk about that a little later on. We'll go down to Ken, K8YBN. Good to have you with us tonight, sir. What do you got for us?
you though, it didn't quite get as much snow here as you guys got up there. Got maybe a total of 4 inches of that even. And I took a picture of the snow in the mirror on the outside car, and it looked not that much. And I get a push snowplow. Took me about maybe 10 minutes the boats to go cleaned off. So then my neighbor come take care of it. Then the sun came out and they took care of the rest of it. So that I got to take it out of the kit. I took it outside because the snow was cold. Did not like it at all. I want to go back in the house. Yeah, that's it. Good idea. All right. Go back to that.
Yeah, I saw the picture you sent out to the chat group there, and man, we were buried under snow, and it looked like you were in an early fall day. That was pretty funny. All right, we'll go down to Frank. KEHZHH, my neighbor down the road. Good to have you with us tonight, sir. What do you got for us?
This is KEHZHH. Not too much. Been staying inside, not going out deer hunting. It's too cold. And getting too old. I'm not that enthused about deer hunting, shotgun hunting anymore. It's got to be, weather's got to be a little better than it has been. We got about 1.5 feet of snow, not as bad as everybody else up north there, and just waiting for it to get a little warmer. And been doing stuff around the house inside, taking care of the animals and making sure they're fed and nice and warm. And doing FT8, digital radio, and that's about it. Hope everybody's doing alright. Back to Nemo and net control. Thanks for listening. 73, everybody.
All right, very good. Yeah, it seemed like you're only a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles, whatever it is, south of me. They're probably just right around that range, and seemed like you guys got half the snow we did, and then you go just that same distance north of me, and they got pounded a little bit more, and the further north you go, you could have added a foot for every mile. But they've been doing a pretty good job getting it all cleared up. I got to give them credit this year, that's for sure. All right, Joe, W8KNO, great to have you with us tonight down there in Hiram, and what do you got for us, sir?
Good evening to everyone. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And, my big radio thing was today I had the W8MET come by, and I checked 11 QSL cards for him. He's on the honor roll, and he was filling in some of the blanks. So that was my big radio activity, and with that, I'm going to check out. And thank you for letting me be here again this week, Nemo. Hope to talk to you next week. W8KNO.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you for checking in with us. Always a pleasure having you here, and glad you had a great Thanksgiving. And I had a good one too. I spent it with my dad and my sister and her other half and their bike club out there in Cleveland area. We had a great time. All right. Well, Jerry, N3EVT, you still with us there? Go ahead. All right, very good. He must have punched out. That's okay. Appreciated him sticking around for the joke round, and always a pleasure having him. He's always got a great story to tell too. All right, this is K8PVL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet, and before we get into the discussion round tonight, is there anybody else who'd like to check in? Please call. NADRL. Dan, I'm sorry I skipped right over you, didn't I? You go right ahead, sir. I apologize.
I have a quick question, Nemo. I have something I want to offer for sale from Jerry's estate. Is that okay?
Absolutely, send it online.
I have a Burn 43 watt meter and a SWR meter with a ton of slugs. There's enough frequency slugs to go from 2 megahertz for just above 160 meters all the way up to 1,000 megahertz. If anybody's interested, we'll take $400 for it. And the slugs are going for like almost $100 a piece on eBay. So that's a pretty good deal. And it works great. I've been using it a little bit over here. It works really good. And then I'm going to turn back to net control. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, my email's good on qrz.com. So, and if you see the email, it's actually my old original call sign when I first got a license, which is not active anymore. So it'll show up that if you look it up, QRZ is not active anymore. But it is my old call sign at 80.
All right, very good, Dan. Absolutely, he's got some good radio equipment set aside from our good friend Jerry and KB3ITJ, who just passed away a month ago there, roughly, and a lot of it's at a reasonable price. So check him out on QRZ and pull his email and get in touch with him. Very good there. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. And stick around for the discussion round here, because I'm sure you've got a little intel on what we're talking about tonight. But one more time before we get into that, anybody else want to check in, please call.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Victor Oscar.
KE8ZBO, Ruth Ann, thank you for joining us tonight. Anybody else? All right, Ruth Ann, KAZVO, again, thank you for joining us this evening. Appreciate you being there. And tonight's joke, why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? And we're into comment round, so go right ahead.
Oh, I don't think I have an answer for that one. And I'm sorry for being late, but my husband and I were playing Upwards, and it was an extremely long game. Back to net, KE8ZVO.
All right, Upwards, it's like the 3D chess version of Scrabble. Very good. I like that game. All right, so tonight's discussion round, we'll go ahead and get into that. Sure, most of you have seen that the Winter Field Day rules have been out. Winter Field Day guys, those organizers seem like they can't get the rules down packed. They keep releasing new versions of it and changing it around a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's all about the same. If you guys checked out the rules, that's our talk tonight. What do you think about them? Where are our advantages and where might the strengths be when we're doing it this year? So we'll go. We'll go to, where did we start? We started with Dan, N8DRL. Good to have you with us again, sir. And the Winter Field Day rules. What are you thinking of them?
Well, it made it longer, the longer time period, which I think is a good thing. I think it actually starts at 10 or 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning now. But they want everybody to run off power with alternative means of charging the batteries, like wind or solar panels, stuff like that. I don't know if there's a lot of people who don't have that capability, which I think generators are actually would be better. I don't think it's mandatory, but it is one of their objectives. And they're all back to net control.
All right, very good. I actually haven't had a good chance to look at the rules myself, just because I haven't had time, but I have looked in their discussion groups quite a bit to see kind of what people were saying, the gist of stuff, so I got a good idea of what's going on over there. The shore power thing, that's been sort of been a bonus thing anyway, running on alternative power sources and trying to encourage people to do that. I just know in Summerfield, there's a lot of guys, even though they could be outside, they're all still in buildings and they're all still running off of it. I know we've tried to make sure that we're on offshore power, even if we are in a building every time we run. So we're going to keep going down that road, I'm sure. All right, we'll go down to, Dave, KATIE, I'm sure you're probably not really participating in Winterfield Day. Maybe we can figure it out to get you out here with us if you don't mind camping out in a hunting club for a weekend. It's not the most comfortable place, but what are your thoughts there?
Thought of field day because my intent of activities was more in rolling my own equipment. But that means that if I decided to take and join a field day, it's what could I build for power that would be effective and useful on a field day. And so I would have to take that into account. Solar would probably not be good for a winter field day, although all the reflectivity off the
W8IJC link.
So the actual technology for generating that power to run the transmitters, I'm not sure what I would use, but I would give it some very detailed thought. KATIE, back to KE8, TVL, net control.
All right, very good. There's actually these newer solar panels out now that pull power from both sides of the panel, and even with my normal panels here in the wintertime, I get more reflectivity, and it does boost the power that I get coming in off the panels just a little bit. It makes a big difference. All right, we'll go down here to KE8YBN. Hopefully you're going to be at the meeting there on Saturday. We're going to be looking forward to some of that yummy cake that you guys always bring. And hopefully you're going to come up to Field Day and hang out with us a little bit. I don't know if you checked out the rules or not, but what are your thoughts?
I haven't really looked at the rules, but I remember from last time we did that up there. I guess you gotta have rules so we be more equal to work the whole program out. So yeah, you gotta have certain rules for sure. Get some you can testing and really challenging. I think that's all part of the whole situation. Okay, back to that. Okay, once again.
All right, very good. More equal. I think if I remember what I was seeing about the rules, they're giving the digital and CW guys a huge advantage over this year. And that brings me down to Frank, who I know has been gearing up a little bit for that specific situation. How about you, man? What are your thoughts on Winterfield Day and the rules that are coming out?
Our last field days it
right, very good. More points for snow. You know, I agree with you on that because absolutely, I know when we're doing field day and we hear somebody out of Florida and they're like, we're in 05, and we're like, man, just stop it. You guys are not really outside. You're suntan, and we know it in the middle of winter. And we're doing an I-3 and huddled around a fire. And there's some poor guy doing an 02 out in Montana, and he's like freezing his butt off in a tent with a kerosene heater, and he's sending pictures out. Absolutely, I think those guys should get extra points. All right, well, I know Joe just signed out, so we'll keep on going down the list here. K8ZVO, we're looking forward to your contributions this year. You're a machine on the radio. We appreciate you being there. And what are your thoughts?
I believe that we have, the alternate power with generator at least, and I don't think we'd last too long if we were outside. So I wish it did count for extra. Back to you, KE8CVO.
All right, very good. Yeah, outside would count for a lot more. And I know we've talked about setting up outside and doing the whole outside, whole tent thing outside. You know that green generator you brought with you for Summerfield Day, that was a big help, and that really worked out well for some of us. And I'm afraid about one of them things outside in the wintertime because I know those aren't good for the wintertime. So, but I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that at the meeting. We're probably going to have quite a long meeting this week, unfortunately. Hey, we'll go up to the top of the list. Jeff, KC8LAR. Oh, it was a pleasure, sir, again. And how about you, Winter Field Day? Have they got the rules down yet? And have you had the chance to check them out? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's a good question. I've perused the rules. I don't know if they got them down. I think they're evolving. I know there's going to be some disappointed people because it looked like they weren't allowing FT4 or FT8. But that's okay. I think the main thing is we get out there and take it as an activation and have fun and make lots of contacts. And, if we get extra points for being cold, well, that's great. Otherwise, I think every location has its challenges. I wouldn't want to do Summerfield Day around Phoenix, probably about as much as they wouldn't want to do Winterfield Day here. So, I guess every location has its challenges, and you just have to live with it, and they'll make the rules the best they can, and we'll go for what we know. But I plan on attending and having fun either way. KC8LAR, back to net control.
Absolutely, that's the way I look at it too. I just go try and make as many contacts as I can and be the machine on the radio I need to be. And when I'm not doing that, hang out with the rest of the group and have a good time and talk. And I know when we did, I know Ron, when he came out for just that little weekend thing that we did over at the Pioneer Picnic there for their weekend. We talked for hours. It was a great time. Andrew and me and him and Wayne and everybody. And it's just a good time getting together with the whole club and as many of us as we can get out there and spending some time doing it. So I'm looking forward to all of that. All right. That kind of rounds out the list as I have it, I believe. This is K8PVL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet. Is there anybody else who would like to check in or anybody who would like to recheck or anybody I might have missed? Please call.
Here is Kilo Echo 8, Delta November Fox.
Kilo Echo 8, Delta November Fox. Joe, good to have you with us tonight, sir. Glad you checked in. We are in the comment round, or not the comment round, discussion round. We're talking Winter Field Day. We're looking forward to seeing you out there, hopefully. We'll try and make sure that you got a way in and out of there, obviously. And tonight's joke was, why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? So go ahead with comments and your discussion part and maybe an answer to the joke.
Well, I heard the tail end of whatever was that
last for the field day thing, but yeah, I'm planning on showing up for that. I feel my personal opinion, and I've said this to several people too. I know people have their own opinion about certain things, but I feel that all modes should be included with that. Doesn't matter if it's FT4, FT8, JS8, and all that other stuff, because that's all considered digital as well. But also you got to think of people that, like a lot of my friends are disabled and they can't do voice, and that's their only way of communication. So I feel that every part of ham radio, even if it's small, big, medium, large, whatever, should be included. So, and I feel that if we can use FT8 and FT4 in Summerfield Day, then it should be able to be used in all of them, not just one. But that's my take on that one, and I'll send it back to you, Nemo. This is K18F.
You know, I really agree with you on that. That's really awesome idea, and I feel you on that, because I have friends that, you know, their hearing is gone, so kind of FT8 and then the waterfall. That's how they do it now. They don't do voice anymore. That's just the way they go. I wouldn't mind seeing some SSTV out there sometime. So far, I don't believe any of the field day events or any of them really have done SSTV stuff much, except for every once in a while the summer field day does like an ISS thing with the SSTV. That would be pretty cool. I'd like to see that kind of go through. That'd be awesome. So I agree with you. I think there should be an all mode way to do it, but you know, we don't make the rules. All we can do is throw some suggestions at them and say, hey, maybe you guys should think about this. All right, very good. One more call out, K8PBL, to anybody who wants to check in. Please call.
W8DEC Mobile.
W8DEC, Matt, good to have you with us tonight. And tonight's joke was, why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? Go ahead with comments, and we're in the discussion round talking about the rules for Winter Field Day, why they seem to be releasing so many versions, and what you think about it. Go ahead.
Well, good evening to you and everybody on the net. Here is Whiskey 8 Delta Echo Charlie in the Mobile. Just coming through the metropolis of Trumbull Township. But I'm not sure why King Kong climbed the Empire State Building. Maybe to get a better view? I'm not sure. But yeah, I did catch that change the rules for Winter Field Day, and I personally don't really do much FT4 or FT8, so my own thing is I don't really care for it, but that's okay. You know, there's so many different aspects of amateur radio, but I think Winter Field Day organization is missing out on a golden opportunity to get more participants. There's a lot of people who enjoy it, and I'm not looking down my nose at them by any means. There's so many different aspects. You pick your niche, and I'll pick mine. How about that? But I think they're really missing out on the opportunity to get more participation for Winter Field Day in those modes. Let me break for a second. I'm not quite sure if I have to work yet for Winter Field Day, but if I'm not on the schedule, I'll be more than happy to come on out and play ham radio with you folks. I really enjoyed it last year, so get a chance to play again. So other than that, that's all I got. Everybody try to stay warm, and looks like the snow machine's back in action, but not as bad as we've had since Thanksgiving. So I'm glad that Mother Nature's given us a little bit of a break. That's all I got to you.
All right, very good. Yeah, I'm sure you've been busy since Thanksgiving with all the action we've been getting up this way and around the county. And I agree with you. I think they're missing out on an opportunity. On the other side of that, you know, they're a volunteer group, and I feel their pain on having to administrate whatever it is they've got to administrate and do the work on the back end, because there is work on the back end, and you know, if you don't have the people that together to think that you can push out that much records and process it all the way that it needs to be so that the scores come out right, whatever. I understand that side of it too. You got to draw the line somewhere, but I agree with you. I think they're missing out on an opportunity with that, especially on the digital side. Hopefully they'll, I don't know, they still got time to change their mind. That's all I can say to that. All right, well, one more call out. This is KE8PVL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet. Anybody else want to check in? N8DRL, I got you locked in for a recheck. Anybody else?
M3 BBB.
N3 PBB, I got you in there. Man, that's a call sign we haven't heard in a little while. Welcome back to the group. Anybody else want to check in? All right, nothing heard. Let me, Dan, give me a second with your recheck. Let me bring Larry in here. N3 PBB, good to have you with us tonight. Man, it's been a while, and we've been missing you on the net here. Hopefully you're doing okay. Tonight's joke was, why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building? And we're in our discussion round. We're talking about Winter Field Day and the rules that they've been putting out and what your thoughts about doing the Winter Field Day. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I don't know. I guess maybe King Kong climbed the Empire State Building because he was afraid of elevators. And Winter Field Day, I haven't checked into what they got going for Winter Field Day. We've been busy on Wednesday nights most of the time there, or we forget when the net's on. So we just happened to hear you on tonight, so we thought we'd check in.
Well, I appreciate you coming around, and man, I hope everything's been going good for you and the family there. And like I said, we've been missing you out here, and appreciate having your call sign back in there. Yeah, I think they're on their like third revision of the rules now since they started putting it out there, and they were taking a lot of input from folks all across the internet and their chat groups everywhere that they have them. Facebook and Instagram and X and whatever else they've got input from. So they've been kind of rounding it out, and I think they're, like I said, I think they're on their like third revision now of their rules since they started since this new group of guys took it over. All right, N8DRL, let's, Dan, have you go ahead with your recheck.
Yeah, the reason they were saying in the rules about FT4 and FT8 is that emergency communications is about message forwarding. And they say FT4 and FT8 are not designed for message forwarding. GS8 is basically 31 is. So those are allowed.
All right, very good. So message forwarding and an actual communication, not just contact, right?
Yeah, that's affirmative. N8DRL back in that control.
All right, very good. So like PSK31, JSK, those things will be fine. Are those things in the rules there as part of it?
Yeah, they just mentioned that FT8 and FT4 are not permitted. Yeah, we're not. Well, that's how they say. I can't lie. I don't remember how they worded it actually, but it's not for message forwarding. But JF8 is based off of the
All right, very good. So there's some digital action going on in there. That's all right. And I get that. I mean, if you're talking about emergency comms, global emergency comms, message handling capability, you kind of want to make sure that's your focus. So I can understand their reasoning on that. But it is knocking a chunk out of people who may participate otherwise. But I get it. You know, so there's some stuff there. All right, another call out to anybody who wants to check in. Please call K8PBL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet.
ADRO reject.
Go ahead, Dan.
There are some other digital modes that might be allowed, like JT65, stuff like that. I haven't really delved into any of that. I never tried it, but I have the capability of doing it with this one program I use. And there's a couple other ones available too. But I've never really looked into them.
Yeah, roger that. Well, that's why I think SSTV would be a good one to use, because you could do messages through that. I mean, you know, it'd be like sending it through an old school fax or teletype or whatever. It'd come out looking like something like that on the other side. You can send messages through SSTV. I would think that would be an acceptable one that they could throw on the list. I think that would actually be cool. Maybe organizing some kind of SSTV contest one time would be something that could happen somewhere down the line. Anyway, yeah, that's I understand why they're doing the digital modes the way they're doing them now that you've explained that. But again, it is what it is. You know, they've also, I'm sure it's a manpower thing on the back end of that too. There's only so much they can do as far as processing and getting it spit back out there in a reasonable amount of time. I seem to remember it taking some time for them to get the results back to everybody last year. So hopefully they'll get that done a little faster this year. All right, this is K8PVL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet. One more call out. Anybody want to check in, please call. All right, very good. I'm going to go ahead and put a bow on it tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Good discussion round and great answers to the joke tonight. Appreciate all of you for being here. Without you, I couldn't make this happen. I'd also like to thank Tom, NHCT, for the use of this repeater, and all those currently serving and retired from service to our country. Your sacrifices will not be forgotten. This is K8PVL. I'm going to return the repeater back over to normal amateur radio use, whatever that might be. Be good to each other, everybody. K8PVL is clear.